From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check, that monthly stimulus check that starts in the month of July, if the senators and House members have their way. That monthly stimulus check would be the biggest single payout you've ever seen on the history of this channel. A monthly stimulus check under the fourth stimulus package starting in the month of July. If you're on any type of benefits, if you make less than $75,000, and if you're a household of four or less. I have all the big incredible details about the fourth stimulus check in this recording. Then I'll be cutting over to the fifth stimulus package, the incredible SSI reform that will increase all your benefits if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, seniors benefits, railroad benefits, and also SSA. All the incredible great news about that. And then, for the first time ever on this channel, I'll be analyzing which items of the first, second, and third stimulus packages will be going away under the fourth stimulus package, which ones will be returning, and which ones are still in flux. You're going to be surprised, and you are going to be delighted with all this incredible great news. It's a big day, and it's a big afternoon, and I'm so excited for you. Let's get to it. This is Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. How are you? It's a beautiful afternoon, and I'm so excited for you. We've almost made it to the weekend, so hope you're having a beautiful, refreshing day. In this recording, I'm going to go over those monthly stimulus checks you're going to get under the fourth stimulus package, the SSI reform that you're going to get under the fifth stimulus package. I'll also go over the money that's still landing in third stimulus this week, even today. But for the first time ever, on this channel in many, many weeks, I'm going to go over what items from the first, second, and third stimulus check packages are not currently slated to return in the fourth stimulus package. You're going to be surprised. I'm going to go over all those details across the board. But first, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you're new to this channel, this is the most comprehensive financial news channel online. With nearly 400,000 subscribers in 1 year, all YouTube records have been broken by this channel. I want you to be part of this family. Best community there is. Make sure you like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes. Help the video appear #1 in the rankings. And also consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment, and get access to the bills before anyone else. All right, let's get to the breaking details. First, let's turn to the fourth stimulus check. What you need to know all this week long is that the fourth stimulus check package and the fifth stimulus package have two things identical to them. First, how they're going to get passed, and two, how they're going to get written. First, they're both going to pass by what's called a reconciliation process, in which the senators and the House members who are Democrats are going to do a two-step process that takes 2 months. Second, it's important for you to understand that they're writing the bill, that they're congressional leaders, the president doesn't write the bill, and that they add in there additional things that they want to add in there that may not be on topic with what the president has debuted or discussed, but they write the bills and he will sign them. Let's go over all those details starting right now. Fourth stimulus package will be written in the month of May and finished in the month of July. The president has detailed what he wants in there, infrastructure and climate. But those House Democrats and House Senators have detailed what they're adding in there when they write the bill, not him. And they're adding in there monthly stimulus checks. Those monthly stimulus checks will start in the month of July and continue month after month thereafter. There's a slight difference of how they are paid, depending on whether you're talking about a House member or a senator. Let's go over the eligibility. Who gets these? You get it if you got a third stimulus check, or you are eligible for a third stimulus check. $75,000 or less, you get these multiple stimulus checks. Household 4 or less, you get this. And if you're on SSI or SSDI, you get them as well. Let's go over how they compare on amounts of money. The House members want to give you a stimulus check every month for the remainder of the pandemic. plus 1 additional year of checks. So if there's 6 months less of the pandemic and there's 1 additional year, you would get 18 months of checks. The senators have in turn said they want to do it from now to December. The House members are progressives, the senators are more moderates, and then the amount of the monthly check. The House members have written that the amount will be $2,000 the first month and $1,000 thereafter every month. The senators have not specified the amount, but word on the street is this is the amount that the senators want to give you. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. With that, let's go over how this happens, how you get it, the amount, and when you get it, and all those details as well. First, when would you get the money? In the month of July. The final vote for this will be in the month of July. Speaker Schumer and Speaker Pelosi and Leader Schumer confirmed. The vote is in July. The first check would be for the month of July and would land in the month of July. A new check would land every month. There would be no waves because it's a monthly check. They don't have the liberty of doing waves of checks. They'll land every month. Everyone's checks would be delivered at the same time. The check would not count as income. It is not a taxable event. It would not disqualify you for benefits. And then other issues like, is it taken out for child support? We don't know those details yet as well. July 1st check, August 2nd check, away we go. How would they do this? And when would we actually see the confirmed amount? You would likely see the confirmed amount of the monthly check in the last 48 hours before the final vote, which is what's called the Senate Vote-a-Rama. That is the Senate Vote-a-Rama in which the senators put in their amendments and slide in there the monthly stimulus checks. Now, you could see it nearly a month earlier. Let me go over the time frame. First, they start a reconciliation process by agreeing to do procedurally a recon. The recon is its own bill. It's nothing substantive in there. House approves it, Senate approves it, President signs it. Done, step 1. Step 2, then they go back and write the bill. The President last night says he wants water, infrastructure, roads, bridges in there. They put it in there, but then they add into there other items. The House members can add in there other items. They can add in there the monthly stimulus checks. If they do, the senators still can amend it and make them bigger or smaller. House members can also leave it out and just let the senators put it in there. But you'll finally see the final amount of the monthly stimulus check in the last 48 hours when they do that vote-a-rama in the Senate. And away we go. Again, this is for you. This is the single biggest payout of this channel you've ever seen. Now, what I need you to know is that 2021 is a different year than 2020. In 2020, people were fighting to give you a couple $100s. In 2021, and certainly in the second half of this recording, you're going to see that this administration is proposing to spend $70,000 a person. Literally give $70,000 to a person. So when you look at that graphic and you look at the multiple stimulus checks and it comes to $8,000, don't think it's a lot of money. It pales in comparison about what's coming up later in the second half of this recording. Stay with me. In the second half of this recording, I'm going to go over fifth stimulus, and I'm going to go over what is added in there from those Senate and House Democrats. That's the SSI reform. I'm going to go over the money that's at issue and how it's going to happen. But first, you're probably wondering, how are they going to pay for fourth stimulus? How are they going to pay for fifth stimulus? So we learned that last night. The fourth stimulus will be paid from a corporate tax rate change, and the fifth stimulus will be changed from a capital gains tax change and a personal tax rate change. Now, for the first time ever in this channel, starting right now, I want to go over something you've never heard before. People have not addressed the issue of what is going away from first, second, and third stimulus and not manifesting it so far yet under fourth stimulus. Before I go over that, let me start with this. I just explained to you that the Senate Vote-a-Rama is where senators introduce amendments to add into the fourth stimulus package. So while I'll tell you that something has currently not slated to be added, they can certainly add it. And let me explain something even more important, that they don't tell you they're adding it until the 11th hour. Why? It's a cloak and dagger operation. They do it because they don't want to tip off their adversaries, which is the opposing political party, about what they're proposing to amend. They also don't want to leak it to the media. They want to literally keep it under cloak and dagger. So while I'm going to say to you the following things are no longer slated for fourth stimulus, they may be added in during that vote-a-rama on those final 48 hours. First item not coming back. Business grants. So far, we have heard nothing for forced stimulus that includes any extension of EIDL, PPP, or any business grants. It could be surprising. Remember, the EIDL grant actually predates COVID, but in its current form, the EIDL grant took its most noticeable form under the first stimulus package, continued again in second, and then continued again in third. Currently, it's slated to go away under forced stimulus. There's no mention of EIDL grant on forced stimulus. There's no mention of EIDL loan, and there's no mention of PPP, which ironically, as you know, PPP has had more than just 3 rounds. It's had about 4, 5, 6 rounds. So PPP could be calling a final end to its run. PPP was created by COVID. It was created by the first stimulus package, so it could be going away. What else could be going away between third and fourth stimulus? A lot of the rent and homeowners assistance. I've been telling you for a while that the reason why they put the rent assistance into the third stimulus is because they want to lift the federal eviction moratoriums from the CDC and the mortgage forbearances from certain more federal-backed mortgages like Fannie Freddie. They want to lift them so they can go, so we're back to normal. And the way they wanted to lift them was giving you enough money. Well, ironically, that money has yet to land. It's landing in the month of May. But currently, their mindset is to lift the eviction moratorium, the mortgage forbearance in May. And that would mean that it would happen before this gets to a vote. Ooh. Then it's important to understand that the rent, utilities, mortgage assistance may not be extended again under fourth stimulus. It may be its final run. Also, that may not be extended under fourth stimulus is the free internet. And that was one of the very popular items of this channel under first, second, and third. What will extend past third stimulus into fourth stimulus, because it's standalone and separate, is SNAP. SNAP increases of 15% are not in stimulus packages. SNAP, first of all, is a federal program. It's not expiring. That's the good news. Second one is that the increase of SNAP at 15% was done by executive order, not done by bills. So the 15% increase done from Trump for the first 6 months and the second 6 months from Biden will continue all the way to December. And the SNAP increase for children is also done by executive order. So that is not expiring under fourth stimulus because it's not in a stimulus package. Good news for that. What else from first, second, and third may go away? Well, if you don't hear it in this channel, and I forgot to bring it up, it may be going away. But here's the one that I think may be a battleground. It may be an item that's added. And this is not the first time I've told you this before. I think Ron Wyden may be the person who may ultimately push to put it back in. And you know what I'm about to say. Unemployment benefits. Unemployment benefits are set to go away at the end of the third stimulus package. We covered this as a family back earlier this year. When Wyden and others, including myself, said, why are we having unemployment benefits expiring? We don't think we're out of this pandemic in July. At that point in January, we thought we're going to be in this pandemic for purposes of unemployment all the way to next year. So why let unemployment benefits expire? Well, they did set them to expire. And I'm deeply concerned about that. And that's why I'm raising this with you right now. FPUC at $300 a week, PEUC, which is the extension of UI, and PUA, which is benefits for gig workers, sole practitioners, is all set to expire in just a couple of months. And if they don't fix that under the fourth stimulus package with an amendment, just like the stimulus checks, it's going away. And once it goes away, you can't bring it back in a way. I mean, they could always bring it back for the dead. But so if you think that they should be brought back, start the campaign, the hashtag campaign right now. Here's my thinking. The new unemployment numbers were released this morning, and it didn't show any faster rate of growth for numbers. In fact, it showed worse. Let's look at the numbers. Here are the new unemployment numbers this morning. It showed 553,000 new unemployment claims compared to the week before, 547. Wow. So remember, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we dropped 250,000 from, we were all up in the 700,000 range just a few weeks ago. Here is actually last week. Last week, we dropped from nearly 700,000 to 576, best number since 320. But we're not dropping anymore. We're not dropping anymore this week, and now is showing that we're actually getting a little slightly bit worse. So with that concern, it's important to understand that if you are an unemployment recipient, or you know that someone's an unemployment recipient, or you just believe in the cause, start tweeting this. Hashtag FPUC, hashtag PUA, hashtag PUC, tag Ron Wyden. Here he is right here. Because this is very important. You don't want unemployment benefits to expire in July. Why? If you were with me last year, you saw why. July is when Congress goes on recess, and they're barely back for just a minute. Remember, they came back for Carol Maloney to chase the postman around last July? Yeah. So they're barely back for a minute. And remember when the Blue Dogs and the New Age Democrats pushed Speaker Pelosi to do a standalone bill to extend unemployment benefits? She wouldn't do it. She probably didn't want to do it because she didn't like the president at that time. But she didn't want to do it. So you don't want these benefits to expire in July, and Congress is on break, and then they come back in September. It will be a repeat of last year with no benefits for July to September. So incredible important news to know about that. Coming up in the second half of this video, I'm going to be going over what's in the fifth stimulus package, the incredible SSI reform. I'll also be going over what's not in the fifth stimulus package. And more importantly, I'll go over something you haven't heard before ever on this channel. It's very exciting, and I have all those details. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues on LALATE in 2 hours from now with Evenings LALATE. That's a big broadcast tonight. In tonight's Evenings LALATE, I go over incredible detail about what's in the fifth stimulus package. More detail of what even the president delivered last night. I go line item by line item. And more details about those monthly stimulus checks on the fourth stimulus package. Then 2 hours after that is LA Late Night, our reverent humor-only broadcast. Keep it fun and keep it breezy and keep it laughing. That's LA Late Night. How are you? It's Afternoons LA, and I'm in the live chat to say hi, how are you? If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do. Wow, thank you for all the wonderful new subscribers yesterday. We're the most comprehensive, the most up-to-date, the most economically advanced, and the most interactive and fun financial news channel online. So thank you for becoming part of this channel. Also, like this video. Let's try to do 2,000-3,000 likes. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Coming up in the second half of this recording, I'm going to go over fifth stimulus and all the incredible details about that. But first, I have something really surprising to go over with you. I had someone send me, actually two people, sending me the same similar type of comment. And I think it's a great comment, and I want to address it right now. When the president uses titles to describe the fourth stimulus package, calling it the American Jobs Plan, and the fifth stimulus package to call it the American Family Plan, It is a way for him to pitch something to the American people, to put on a backdrop for a logo and a graphic. But it does have a shortcoming to it. And what is that shortcoming to it? Is because some people may presume that just because of the title, that there's nothing in there for them. Yeah, and that started last night when people heard the American Family Plan. Well, I don't have kids, so hence this doesn't apply to me. No, it's just his choice of words. And that's the shortcoming of choosing a title that's very vague, that may sound like you're not excluded. It's also the problem when you call it the American Jobs Plan. Stimulus checks have nothing to do with jobs. And if he does slide in unemployment benefits, that has nothing to do with jobs. It has nothing to do with infrastructure. So it causes confusion. That's what you need to understand with this channel, is that ultimately the president's pitch is a pitch and only a pitch. It's also important to understand the following, that the president's speech is only speech. It's not a bill. It's not a bill. The people who write the bill are congressional leaders. The president is not a legislator. He's in the executive branch. The legislature is the Congress. And they're writing the fourth stimulus package by recon. They're writing the fifth stimulus package by recon. And if they want to add in there something, they can add something in there. And it could be totally new that I'm not even covering today, that they talk about next week. When we turn to the SSI reform for fifth stimulus, that's an example. Fifth stimulus SSI reform was not even an issue, was not even a topic of discussion less than a week ago, because suddenly it came out of nowhere. And suddenly they said they're putting it into the fifth stimulus package. As we sit here and you talk about the fifth stimulus package in September, we got a lot of weeks for a lot of time for people to put other things into the fifth stimulus package. So let's go over that fifth stimulus package, that SSI reform. First, it's SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, and SSA. If you're on two types of benefits, you get all those benefits impacted. There are 6 things that are going to be done by that SSI reform. Let's go over all of them starting right now. First, they would increase your benefits across the board. Second, they would increase the asset limit. Third, they would add an inflationary benchmark. Fourth, they would remove the income exclusion. And finally, they would remove the marriage penalty. That SSI reform, again, is something the Congress is going to put in, not the president. So the SSI reform is very easy to understand. First, they're going to take your benefits and raise them to a new number going forward. That new number would be your new monthly benefits. Second, they would tie your benefits to inflation. There's a lot of reports that say inflation could go through the roof. If it does, your benefits will go through the roof. Inflation at the moment is tracking about 2 to 4% over the next few years, so that's where your benefits will go, increasing year after year. In December, 2 to 4%. Third, they're going to remove the asset cap. It dates back to the 1980s. It says some of you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand. Fourth, they're going to remove the income cap. That dates back to 1962. That says you can't make more than a certain amount of money if you want to work. They want you to be able to work if you want to work. Again, you don't have to work, but I do have some people on SSI who like to work. And if you want to bring home $1,000 or $2,000 a month and stay on benefits, they want you to be able to do that. Finally, if you have been suffering from the marriage penalty, you know what it is, and they want to get rid of the marriage penalty. When would this kick in? This would be by recon, fifth stimulus, September. How long would it take? 2 months. When would you see the impact on your check? Around November. And there we go. There we go. That is fifth stimulus. So with that, let me address something else that I heard about fifth stimulus from viewers last night. Fifth stimulus is just about children and schools. There's nothing for seniors in there. Absolutely untrue. The problem with the president's messaging is that since day one, he has these sort of press conferences or press briefings from his press secretary, or major announcements like last night, where he doesn't tell you everything that even he wants to have. I'm not even talking about Congress, I'm talking about what he wants to have. And you're going to see on Evenings LA tonight that into the fifth stimulus package, there's a lot of things in there that has nothing to do with children, has nothing to do with schools. And that's coming from the president's team, not from the Congress. So what I want you to know is that there's a reason why this channel exists, because the president is not often clear, or the president doesn't want to spend 3 hours on camera. He wants to just wrap it up in an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, I cut away after an hour. I was just sort of done with it. It was running long. So here's an example. He has money in there for hazard pay. I want it to be bigger. He has money in there for hazard pay. He has money. This is fifth stimulus. He has money in there for SNAP. That's for seniors, or for all types of people. He has, and then he has money for healthcare for all people. So the president's messaging is often not completely comprehensive because of the way he delivers his speeches. And this happened, I believe, in January. I remember when he first had that press conference on a Thursday night when he was elected. Remember that one? That Thursday night he was elected, and he came out and he talked about the third stimulus package. There was absolutely no mention of about 30 different things. And the next day I had to play, what would you call it? Almost like quarterback. I had to catch up and explain to viewers. He just left out. He didn't have enough time. He only wanted to talk for 30 minutes. I think that speech was only 20 minutes. He didn't want to talk very long. He left out like 55 things. And people were just like, why did he leave it out? Because it's a speech. It's a speech. It's a little bit of entertainment. It's a little bit of just motivation. It's a little bit of aspiration. It's not expected to be, it's not supposed to be like a business conference where he just tells you, point number 1, subsection 3, and subsection 4, I'm going to give you this. No, he just wants to broadly tell you generally what he's doing. And that's what happened last night. It's also what happened in January. So what you need to know going into Evenings LA coming up after this video is that the president left out last night stuff that he wants to do. Moreover, even if he had been comprehensive, which he was not, he is not writing the bill. Congress is writing the bill. Congress is putting in the multiple stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package in July. Congress is putting in the SSI reform in the fifth stimulus package in September. And what this video is trying to show you as well is that Congress could also put in other items you think they need to add in there to the fourth and fifth stimulus package, which are currently not even mentioned. If you think that FPUC or PUA or PUC should be added, make a mental note of it and start pushing for it. If you think eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance should be extended or EIDL grants should be put into the fourth stimulus package, make a mental note of it, start pushing. I want you to know what people want to have in there, what they have not mentioned, so that ultimately you're ahead of the ball game. And that's how we do it on this channel. Meantime, breaking news that happened just before this recording, which I was really surprised about, came from the president's labor secretary, Marty Walsh, who you may remember from one of the videos I delivered on this channel. He's the guy from Boston with a very thick Boston accent, almost like comedic Boston accent. Well, he appeared on an interview today, minutes before this one. And what did he say in that interview? I know a lot of my viewers are going to be impacted by what I'm about to tell you. He said that Uber and Lyft drivers are employees and the businesses Uber and Lyft should stop qualifying them as independent contractors. Oh boy. If you've been with my channel since last year, you have heard that Uber and Lyft has been a big topic of discussion for unemployment benefits and also for employment benefits. In California, they got it. The California State Attorney General went after Uber and Lyft, but Uber and Lyft preempted it with getting it on the ballot and winning that Uber and Lyft can remain classified as independent contractors. This is why you get PUA benefits, not UI benefits if your state does it correctly. Well, Walsh is trying to now go after Uber and Lyft in this shocking announcement. I'll be staying with that over the next few weeks. Finally, one last thing to mention, and it's very important to mention the context of what happened today. Is this economy rebounding? Is it rebounding faster, or is it now retracting? Here's what the economic data show today. Whether we're looking at unemployment numbers, GDP, corporate earnings, or home sales, here's what we saw today. Some numbers showed incredible, shocking growth rates that blew away numbers from 2019 that were bigger than even 2019. Some numbers showed retraction that shows we're now pulling back in the other way. And some numbers were just a little bit murky. Here's what you need to know. The economy is not on the same trajectory across all economic segments. And with that, it's important to get those stimulus checks out the door. So if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Let me show you our programming schedule coming up later tonight. I want you to be part of the excitement and the fun that's coming up in just a few hours from now. That excitement unfolds in 2 hours from now as we go into Evenings LALATE. Evenings LALATE will show incredible comprehensive coverage of that fifth stimulus package. That's followed by LA Late Night. LA Late Night is a humor-only broadcast, not informational, just humor only. So I'm looking forward to seeing you later tonight. In 2 hours from now, Evenings LALATE. I'm in the live chats to say hi. Meantime, if you've not subscribed, please do. Thank you for all the hundreds of new subscribers yesterday. We're on a tear. Let's get to 400,000. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Stay informed. Always stay informed. Stay ahead of the ball and know exactly where things are, because things sometimes get confusing. And stay positive and stay smiling. And I'll see you in 2 hours from now on Evenings LA.